Like 3 hours.
3 hours. Okay. Yeah, we'll go maybe like over 1 or 2 days. I don't know. Like now we are in what? We are sort of in PM action. So we can run PM. We can run the Friday, and then it will be, yeah, that will be all probably. So just give me a second, and yeah,
Sure.
I will turn it on. Just need to reply to something.
And don't hesitate to skip like Asia and better part of London, since
Yeah, I'll just keep
just
going
much
if I
much
see
slower,
anything.
much slower
Yeah,
PA.
100%.
Yeah, we can like for example, depending on how the day ends, we can make, I don't know, predictions per se for the next day. Just pause for a minute and like
Mm-hmm.
give our estimate of like what we expect
Sure.
of the PA for tomorrow, just based on what we've seen today. But I would definitely skip like full Asia and better half of London till maybe SMR time at like 3:34.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I will just go over the things that make sense to me, and I see like something interesting in it.
Sure, sure,
So
sure.
yeah.
Like SMT, turtle soup, displacement, start of the move, and point of entry. Then we go.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. We'll mark out the liquidity points as always on the 50-minute chart, and yeah, we can go from there. Also, I will probably leave the ICT high time frame candles on my chart and FEG, IFEG indicator on my chart also. Okay. So, what can we see right now? We're kind of, building liquidity right here, accumulating, manipulation, internal soup. We are pushing higher. So if you are still bullish, even in the PM, which I don't necessarily think so, because market open basically took liquidity on the left, rebalanced the range on the left, meaning now this could be sort of rebalance of this move lower. So maybe for PMI, preferring shorts more than longs. Also, the reasoning being we were not able to soup to the high or take to the high of New York market open. Basically, just created more liquidity up here. Meaning it would make sense for me right now to just soup some liquidity right here, maybe rebalance this range to then take it back higher. Meaning we can put horizontal lines at our point of liquidity, point of interest. We're going to see price go. Meaning I was talking about this right here, this range. And here this is EQ of our range. Oh, if my grammar is not correct, don't even watch it. Like, I don't care. Also, on 15-minute chart, we can see that we are respecting the bearish fair value gap, meaning we are souping internal soup, pushing back lower. So for sure, I want to see lower prices. Okay, and then if I'm wrong and we are going higher, like the first one will be this, and if we are taking that, we are for sure going to take this one. If you want to go even higher, I mean, we do have this right here, and then I'll be looking for this. I would say it's pretty solid for now. Can delete this and right here. Okay. So now again we are respecting bearish order flow. We are souping right here. Okay, 12. Okay, so the new hourly candle is about to open, so we'll see what we'll do. For now, we are going into the OTE of this range. On the left, we are taking liquidity. Okay. 1 p.m. We are opening, souping inside into this FEG. If we'll be able to close this Ferrari gap, possibly create CISD right here. I'll be looking for rebalance of this candle, this range. Potentially I can see us, taking even this high, let's say. In the same way, we are still in accumulation on higher time frame, so we need to see some sort of confirmation. Okay, if next candle close that gap, we might, yeah, okay. This is enough for me right now. This is enough for me, so we can enter long right here. Stop loss needs to go to the low. Why? Because for now there is no confirmation. The only confirmation that I have is internal soup and basically inversion of this gap. That's all I have right now. If I get CISD, like damn it, like that would be awesome. That would be nice trade. And then low hanging fruit for me would be at least this high, then this, and potentially the overall high of 1209. But if I'm still correct on my bearish idea, like we are not going for this, meaning this would be the max that we expect right now. By the way, also we created this order block, but I just didn't want to jump the gun. I want to see confirmation. I don't necessarily like how we are just printing green candles. In the same time, it sort of makes sense, but I would expect now, since we are going into that FUGs, sort of a rebalance of the move, possibly to the EQ. Right here. Okay, so now we need to see EQ or this range held. I can turn off this off for now. If we hold EQ, possibly tablet gap, and reverse this candle, in theory we could add more. Okay, so now since we are inverting this candle, we are still showing bullish order flow, meaning that now I'm pretty confident in us coming to this high of 1247 candle. Meaning if you want, you can add some, or possibly if you are in trade like me, or if you enter even sooner, you can put your stop right now below this order block, because I don't want to see us coming back to here. If it would come back, that would be more bearish for me than bullish. Okay. We are not tapping it yet. Okay, now we can take some partial. And now it's up to you. If you want to put your stop to break even, if you want to trail it, I don't care. It depends on your risk management. In the same time, at this PA, the only possible way, or the possible position where we can have your stop loss is this candle low. Because now, since we are taking liquidity, we can rebalance the range to the EQ. And if we, do that, you will get stopped. Okay, we can delete this range. We can start this one. So now I really want to see this order block to hold if you are still going higher. If not, this possibly maybe the top. I would still like this candle to get souped one more time, since this candle basically closed above this range. That means if you want to go like deeper, I would like to see this candle being swept one more time. The only thing, if there is SMT, the closure below 106 candle would confirm that we are going lower. Okay, so now basically the order block, it's still holding. We got really deep retracement of this range. If I would have my stop properly in a break even, it would be stopped. Meaning we can close this right now and we can find the next entry. So now, if then scenarios, if you are still bullish, this should be the low, and now we need to have some bullish candles to invert this gap, to push it back higher, to create order block, etc. So now we'll see what's going to happen. That was mark at the low. We are inside that gap, meaning the next candle will be sort of telling. Okay, still nothing. Okay, now, since we are closing like this, I'm not a huge fan of the longs anymore. And I kind of want to see how we react after we close this 106 candle, if we'll be able to close it. Because we are still inside the range of this being the range high, and this being the range low. Meaning, until we'll take one side, you know, there is no confirmation or anything. I mean, we are still sort of holding this CISD right here, so we'll see. Another devil's mark at that candle. We soup that candle. We are closing this gap. Again, I do want to see this high to be taken once more. We are creating these inversions, meaning on lower time frame we are not following bearish order flow anymore, at least not at this gap. If we get closure above this 115 order block or candle, I would expect us coming back at least for that 110 candle again. Okay. We close above, but since we are so close to it, you know, I won't be entering, but yeah, target is it's same. It's still same. If then scenarios, if we are still bullish, we just created more liquidity up here. We pushed it lower. We retested the order block on the left. And now this candle souped and push it back higher, meaning if I'm still correct right now, in theory, you could enter a long right here, put your stop at the candle low, and target at least these highs. Or, in theory, even this. Meaning in terms of risk-reward ratio, or yeah, risk-reward ratio, I mean, it doesn't make much sense to target this if you have strong conviction in longs. I mean, first TP right here, and full TP up there. I sort of like this. Like, still, if I'm correct, and if we are going higher, this is the possible entry. If you missed everything else. We can enter it too, put our stop loss below the candle. Why? Because if we invert this candle, well, it's more bearish than bullish. What can also happen, we can soup it one more time. So then I will just re-enter if the candle closure would still show us that we are going higher. Meaning we can confirm right here. This will be the first TP, and then the last one would be right here. Okay, so now this should be the last low. If you are going any lower, this could be the possible fair swing of this move. Okay, since we are closing above these two candles, I want to really see this being the low right now, and now we just need to push towards the highs. I don't necessarily like how we just, you know, are slow right here. Also, the 130 candle is around the corner, next 15-minute candle is opening, So we'll see what's going to happen. Okay. So now, in theory, since we are closing above this candle, we are creating order block above the range. This low should hold the price, meaning we should not come back to it, meaning right now we can in theory put our stop loss to break even. Nice. Okay, so now we are taking that first liquidity lever that we had, first TP. Meaning right now we can sort of trail it. In the same time, I see internal sub right here. I mean, if you'll be able to close, yeah, if you'll be able to close below 133 candle, that would sort of mean for me that this might be the top 4 longs right now, and then we can expect either retracement to take this LRLR that we just created, or to fully reverse. Yeah, I for sure don't like this LRLR that we just created. 50-minute chart. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, since we are closing below these candles, I'll just put our stop loss to break even, and you'll probably get stopped at. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we are already in break even. Okay, so now we need to wait for something clear again. We are souping right now, meaning since we are souping, I can sort of expect some sort of retracement. So now I would want to see if it will help the EQ of the range or not. So again, what's going on right now? We are taking liquidity on high time frame. We are taking this swing high. We are souping on 1 minute time frame. We are creating CISD. In the same time, since we took liquidity right now, it makes sense for us to rebalance this move. Meaning right now, what we want to see? We want to see how we react inside the EQ of this range. So now, what's the confirmation for shorts? I'll be entering shorts only if we'll be able to close below 141 candle. Not yet. Not yet, we are closing above 144. You can also see how we are just creating trend line right here, meaning that this sort of adds more. It's sort of showing me that we are not so strong in the longs right now, and I still expecting shorts to play out more than longs. Next 50-minute candle is opening. Okay, now my confirmation is still here for this line. If you want to jump a gun a little bit, we are closing below 144, meaning we are creating that order block that I wanted right here. We just created right here, basically. Internal soup, closure below. If you want to enter right here, I mean, I see nothing wrong with that. Maybe we can just wait. Yeah, so now we are retesting it. If we close below this candle and inverse it, like that's entry. Yeah, we close below. We can now put short right here. In terms of our stop, I would say that we should be pretty okay if we just put it at the 147 candle high, since we close below this order block. In the same time, I would like to leave a little breathing room for this, meaning we can put it to the super high. We can put it there, and in terms of our TPs, well, if this is or LR, like the easy target should be these lows right here. That should be the easy target, and then we'll see how we'll react in this zone. This could be a little hard to pass, but yeah. If we'll go even lower, the second target right here, and then the third target, I don't necessarily expect just us, you know, pushing back lower throughout this order block, meaning possibly we can take the last contract off right here. Okay, looking good. Let's kind of refer back to this order block. Closing lower. So now since we closed below this structure, I don't want to see like some deep retracement. I would like to see legs lower. Okay. Until we are closing above 148 candle, all of this is just retracements. Okay, 2 p.m. is around the corner. We'll see what to do. Okay, this kind of should be the confirmation. Since we are closing like this, we are not able to displace high. We are just creating these wicks, you know. If there would be any like SMT with ES or YM, you know, it will be even better for us, and it will be even like bigger confirmation for move lower. In theory, it's not the best idea to enter before like new hourly candle is opening, or even before like market open, etc. But if you're not in anything, you could in theory enter right here, put your stop at this high, and you should be pretty okay. Meaning for us, either I can put my stop loss right here. Well, you know what? I'll put my stop right there, and I will add one more. Since I'm pretty confident in this one. Meaning now 2 p.m. if you are correct, should be just expansion move lower. Either that or we'll just be stopped in one candle. Okay, so we are expanding lower. In the same time, I see that we basically open without a wick, meaning this is doubles mark. Okay, we souped our target. Meaning now, what can happen right now? If you see strong move lower, like this, with soup, the next candle will either push higher into the EQ, or what can also happen, we will flip this candle. We'll go higher, flip, meaning we will create this order block, and that's usually pretty good entry point also, if you are waiting for confirmation, continuation, sorry. Yeah, something like this. So it would be like closing around this point. In theory, you could just enter there. Also, we are passing the first TP, we are near to the second TP, meaning we can take 2 off. We can put our stop loss right now to break even. Okay, then, yeah, we are gaining speed. Meaning we can even put our stop loss to that order block. Okay, internal soup. What time is it? 4, okay. So now since we are like souping the lows, I'm getting not concerned, but I can expect some sort of retracement. In the same time, if you're not closing above 2 or 2 candle, we should be pretty okay. Why that candle? Well, there will be like the CID right there. I'm not saying it's a confirmation for longs, I'm just saying that it would bring more concerns to me. Mainly if we will be able to flip the move like this, like that's hella bullish. So now I would like to see EQ of this to hold. If not, we can take, yeah, we can take the whole, like the EQ right here, and if not, like, yeah, it is what it is. So now we are souping inside this FEG. The candle has no wick at the lows, meaning there's another devil's mark. Again, another soup. Okay, so now we are in EQ of the range. We are tapping also this gap in a discount for shorts. Okay, so now the closure below 206 would be confirmation for even lower prices, meaning if you're not in anything, I mean, if you're taking soups after this candle closing like this, you could be in theory in a short, putting your stop at a candle high, just to ride it to this 205 candle low. If you're waiting for CISDs, closure below 206, and then you would need to put your stop at whatever protected high. Okay, we're not closing below. Now we are closing, but we are already close to it, so we'll just pass on it. Also, we can move our stop loss to this high right now. Not a huge fan how this candle just souped and inversed the candle. Just created equal highs right there. So now if you're still bearish in the next two candles, let's say, I really need to see this get inverted and create the new order block. Otherwise, this is the new long entry for even deeper retracement or for the highs. Okay, we are souping. So now, what's the confirmation for higher closure above 218? Is there a new confirmation for higher? And what's the confirmation for lower? Well, now it should be enough if you be able to close below 221. That should be confirmation for lower. There we go. So now, since we are closing below 221, like really easy thing that you can all predict probably is that we're going to take that 205 level. Now also sort of expect that we are going for this low. Meaning if you're not in anything, entry right here, stop loss at the candle high, previous candle high that souped, and just target this low. Meaning it looks like this. Sell, you would sell, stop loss at a week high, and the TP would be this low. Easy as that. Now the important thing is what will happen after we take this 205 low, because what can also happen in the next candle, we'll take that and we'll close back inside the range, meaning that will be more bullish than bearish for me. Yeah, something like this. I don't want to see this. The next candle needs to dump, otherwise we are going for the highs again. Awesome. Okay, that's confirmation. That should be confirmation for us going for this low. There we go. Awesome. So now since we are taking this liquidity, we still do have EQ of this range that we can draw to. And then this low, but I don't think we'll make it in this PM session. There's no way. Okay, so Now we took liquidity on the left, we took major liquidity on the left, we are souping, meaning if we want to retrace, this is the perfect spot for that. Yeah, I so now the confirmation for higher would be closure right here. Otherwise, with the next candle or two, we are going lower. Yeah. Okay, so we sort of tap, we did not take it though. Yeah. So we built EQ lows right here with this 409 candle. Another EQ lows. Interesting. So now, since we close like this, the 231 candle closed below the 230 candle. If you want to go higher, we need to see soup or manipulation of this low again. Meaning I can still expect the lows to be taken. Okay, with this candle closing this order block, I can see us going a little higher. You can also see like these red candles, their speed, their strength. This is just slow retracement higher. Until we are closing above 228, we are still bearish. All of this is just retracement to then take the lows again. We are still reaching higher, not single red candle in this. But still without any strength, like this is just small candles. So now since we tap at order block, I would like to see this candle hold as a support basically. Okay. Accumulation, internal soup. After this sort of soup, you can expect the next candle to go higher. Yeah, there we go. Internal soup going higher. Okay. Okay, the next candle needs to close above 242 if you want to go higher. If not, the closure below 250 would be the trigger point. There we go. Also, kind of nice CRT right there. Meaning we can sell here, put our stop at the week high of the soup candle. And now I want to see this low to be taken one more time. It's also that expansion of the range on a higher time frame. I think it's pretty good TP. We are retesting. So now really, I really want to see speed right here. I want to see big candles, closing lower, taking the low. I don't want to see any like wiggling in here, accumulating, being in the range. No, we need to go. Closing outside of the range. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Yeah, awesome. So now, and also check the difference. The speed tells you that we are going lower. You just need to wait for that confirmation. Speed, strength in those candles. Like this, what's this? Nothing. Nothing, nothing. You just need to wait for something to tell you that we are going lower. and something that, you know, that we should not come back to this high. For example, this candle told you that if we are bearish, we are not going back for this. Okay, so now only thing left, we do have this 673 mark, meaning this swing point. There's LR. Also coming to the, you know, to MOMC. Still going lower. Okay, now in theory, we rebalance the bigger range, we sub liquidity, we sub it one more time, creating CISD right here. I can see us coming back higher, at least to take this liquidity right here. I can see that. Meaning we will put our stop right here, below this candle. In the same time, I can see, since we closed below here, if there's not any SMT, this low should be taken one more time. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it do. We are sweeping the high, so okay. I want to say, like, since we are sweeping this high, I can expect EQ of the range to be hit. And now this candle is giving me with a red flag vibe. Since we sweep the candle high, we are still holding bearish fair value gap, and we are closing below that 305 candle. We'll see what the next candle do. Okay, for the confirmation we need to close above 306, otherwise it was just the rebalance of the range on the left. How does the 50-minute look like? Okay. Jeez. Okay, so now I really need to see in the next candle to the closure above 309, otherwise we are going lower. This should be the low. We are sweeping, we are not able to close. This is giving me even more like red flag vibe. If we close below 311 candle, I would exit the trade. Yeah, it's this, yeah. Jeez, what can I? Yeah. So now maybe I'm wrong, and we'll just in the next candle or two invert this one. In that scenario, I will just re-enter and put my stop to this low. It's possible. We are sweeping right here. Again, if you close back above 314, I'm back in the trade. No, we are going for the low. Okay, we souped. Bang. Okay. I don't think we'll just reverse this move. It's possible that we'll just go to EQ or retest these previous lows on the left. But it's not screaming right now. It's not screaming for anything. I mean, this sub was pretty nice. If you are still expecting lower. The thing is, I sometimes have a hard time after we just dumped, I don't even know how many points, like 200-300. I'm not usually want to see, well, I'm not looking for shorts anymore. I mean, in theory, if the next candle to close above 330, it could be something. Devil's mark right there. Let's see, we're just accumulation. So now, since we are souping the range low, I would kind of expect the range high to be taken. Right here, we're not able to expand any higher. This gap is holding us back. We are souping. We're souping this, closing below. I mean, right now I would expect us taking this low again. And this is just about the structure of the candles and what we are doing inside the range. I'm not saying you should take this, it's just something that it's sort of screaming at me, like, yeah, this should be the current high and we should just go lower. Okay, we're getting speed. Sheesh, okay. Nearly took that level. Internal soup, if you are still expecting the shorts, this could be the high for us to take, you know, that liquid level below. Nope, okay. In theory, since we are closing this order block, I would expect this low to be taken. In the same time, we are pretty close to it. And it seems like we are closing the speed. And also, like, it's 4 p.m. So otherwise I would not be taking anything. Jeez. Okay. Can speed things up a little bit.
I think this 4 p.m. candle is just people closing their positions at the end of the day. Organizations as well, like trading institutions, whatever. So everything else is pretty much irrelevant. But it's pretty choppy MOC.
It is, yeah. You can speed things up a little bit. Maybe you can push that, I don't know.
Yeah. Just we can go like all the way to, I don't know, 3 a.m. easily.
Yeah.
Because most likely we'll retrace to 50% throughout Asia and London, and see where we go from there.
Yeah.
Basically, it was one long trending day.
Yep. Yeah, and this seems just as a retracement of this move lower. We are again building that LR right here. That sort of
Can you mark 50% of New York session range so we know when the price looks like it reached it?
Even the full range right here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Because obviously
we are at
it's
DQ.
like slowly grinding up.
Yeah, we are already at DQ. We are right past it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I'll just let it run to, let's say, 3 a.m. and we can go from there. Around that, like 3-4 a.m. arc, it's usually pretty good. What does the 50-minute look like?
Oh no, was it Friday? We just backtested, right?
Oh, that was Thursday. Now we are going to Friday.
Oh, we're going to Friday. Gotcha.
So 50-minute time frame, what I can see straight away: speed, strength, small candles, small candles. So this is telling me that we are growing towards something. Looking on the left, what's on the left? Well, order block right here.
Order blocks.
Order blocks and previous lows. Meaning if we are going higher, I would like to see some sort of reaction in here. Meaning until we reach that, I would expect probably like longs should be winning. Yeah. Turn the soup lower. Yeah. Okay. Which is insane, like how we're just creating that LRLR along the way. Okay. There's still like volatility gaps and everything, so I'll just skip a few more candles. Maybe I'll go even to like 4. I don't like these gaps and shit. Internal soup. Rebalance. I mean, just by looking at this, since we did not reach our point of interest, this could be pretty good trade right here. 45 opening into the order block on the left. Soup and liquidity. Pushing higher. I mean, this could be nice. Or stop in. Yeah, we can put it right here. It is soup low. We should be pretty okay. And now in just theory, like if you're playing stop loss and TP, you are not taking any partials. You can just be targeting this order block. If you want to have like some partials, the easy TP should be at 327 high. And then 302 high. Jeez. So we push back higher. Now, where's the EQ? Okay, so we're right around the EQ. Okay. After this candle, we basically created this order block. I would like to see legs right here. I don't want to see this thing, like the soup. I don't want to see this soup. I want to see legs by the next candle. Okay. No. Since we're not able to displace, I'll just put my stop loss to this candle low. If it displays below 403 candle, I would expect my stop to get hit. Internal soup. In theory, this could be the high. So if you're looking for shorts, enter here. Stop loss at 405, and you will just target, I don't know, EQ, this wick, or my stop loss basically. Yeah, this looks more bearish than bullish. Jeez. Okay, so we are getting stopped. Okay. So now, if you'll be able to close 420, I would give one more shot, because I still think that we are going, the draw should be higher still. Meaning if we close above that 420, I will give one more shot. I'm just thinking like, everything. Yeah, okay. stop is going, to this soup low, and TP should stay the same. In the same time, right now, the first TP or the low-hanging fruit could be this high. Oh, sorry. Retest. No, we should just go. Okay. Nice. So we are taking the high. And again, we are souping. Just in case, I'll take one off. We can put our stop loss. I mean, in this PA, we're just expanding. Basically, from this low, we souped, create CISD, and we're just expanding. Meaning there is not a good place to put our stop, because since we are taking this liquidity, we can expect EQ to be hit. Meaning we can easily go to my entry. But at the same time, we'll do that. We'll do that, and if we get stopped, we'll just find something else. Also, 4:30 is a lot of reversals are happening around that time. Meaning it's possible to just reverse here or rebalance. And in the same time, we are just stuck in the range for now. Sorry. Displacement below 428 should indicate that we are going for the EQ. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now, oh jeez, I pushed too much. Let me go back. So now, if we are still going higher, the confirmation of that would be the closure at least above 436. Other than that, I do not have any confirmation. Did we reach the order block? No. Okay. I still kinda hate like those liquidity gaps, or however it's called. Volatile gap, I think. Yeah. Okay, so now what? Now the confirmation of move higher would be closure above 444 candle. At the same time, we reached order block on the left, and we souped the previous candle. So now I can see us, coming back higher if we close about at 444. Okay, maybe. So if you're taking longs, we could enter here, put our stop loss below this candle low. TP this. Okay. Or maybe not. We'll get stopped right here. Okay, so we'll wait for a bit. We'll wait for something clearer. Three candles lower. Okay, now was a confirmation for higher. I mean, it should be the closure above here. We are still stuck inside the range. If this manipulation soup, we are just forming the Ferris wings right now. In theory, I would like to see this 421 low be intact. Somewhere around here should be created low to then push back higher to displace to around 455 to then create CISD to push us basically to the order block on the highs. So we just need to wait for the confirmation of the move. Internal soup, tapping order block on the left, still holding bearish order flow. There's nothing screaming right now. Nothing. We're just accumulating. Now we are talking. Now, accumulation, possible manipulation. We took liquidity on the left and we are displacing toward this order block. So now, if you are correct and the draw is still higher, which I think it is, this should be the low, and this should be like the best entry we'll get right now. In the same time, we created LR right here, meaning we should just go higher and just be able to rip throughout this liquidity right here. Nice. Confirmation candle. We should just run. Small candles, tapping FEG. Closure above 511. Could be pretty good continuation trade. Okay, not yet. That should be EQ of this candle, or basically EQ of that gap. Now, if you're not anything, you can enter right here, put your stop to this candle low, and the first TP would be this 430 high, and then the rest should go out at that order block. That's another possible trade that you can take in here. Nice candle, displacement throughout the highs. In the same time, not a huge fan of this sort of move, just staircasing up, you know. In the same time, since we are closing of this liquidity now, I really expect taking that order block or going inside to that order block. We can take one off right here, put our stop loss. We can put it right here. And our TP could be this order block. Maybe it was on the left. We can put it here at this wick high. So now EQ needs to hold. With EQ, expanded higher, souped, push back inside the EQ of this range. Soup inside the EQ, pushing back higher. There we go. That's our TP. Now, this move is pretty much straight up. Not a huge fan of that. Okay. Okay. So now on 3-minute chart. If 1 minute looks like shit, like this, I like to go to 3-minute chart because it's less noise on there, and also the ranges can be easier to see. So now this is the range we are working with. The closure above 555 would mean that we are going for this high and maybe even higher, but I'm not sure what's there on 1 minute. There's this order block on the left. And then we do have only like this high on the left. Okay. We can also delete this line, and this is still in the game. Okay. Six AM is opening. 6 AM is opening lower. Eternal soup. So now, if we'll be able to displace above 6 a.m., I would expect the high to be taken one more time. Also, LR. This could also be the move higher. Could be also just the liquidity build up for market open. I think I'm still kind of counting for move lower or later in the day. Just now, this structure looks like that we are going for the high one more time. Okay, now closing right here, or theoretically. Right here. You could enter right here, put your stop below this FEG, and your TP should be at least this high. Again, like on 1 minute, there is just that one order block, meaning in theory you could be targeting the EQ of that order block. Let me see how it will look like. So this is the only target that I can see. Other than that, I mean, there is nothing here until like previous day 2 p.m. and these highs on the left. Okay. Retest. I would like to see likes right now. Okay. We are taking lows, we are not displacing through the lows. At the same time, we are souping, meaning little red flag, but for now it's still working. Okay, intervention of this candle, we should pretty easily reach our TP. In a setup, if you are in any trade, you can put your stop to this candle until we take like some sort of point of interest. This low should stay protected. Nice. Okay, so now we tap that order block on the left. Jeez, what a candle. It's on 10 points. This kind of screams at me that we are going lower, at least to the EQ of this range. Did we soup that candle high? No, intro equal highs. If there's an SMT, I'd kind of like this. What can happen also right now, we can just go to the EQ of this range to then take highs again. This is just me kind of reading the candle by candle, closing right here. We are in the zone where we can expect the shorts play out. Building LR, pretty much straight up move. Stop is going right here. The low hanging fruit, if I'm correct and we are going lower, should be this. The sorry, if you inverse these candles, that should be pretty good confirmation. Yeah, right there. Okay, so now I'm sort of expecting at least this point to be a hit, meaning if I'm not in a trade, I can enter right here, put my stop at the high, or I can add more. Depends on you. We can also reduce our risk right now. Closing like this. Okay, we take our TP, meaning we are in 3 cons. We can take 2 off. And now, since we are sort of souping like this, I mean, I would expect possible some green candles coming around. Yeah, and that's also the reason why I want to put my stop loss to break even right now, because it was too close to it, and I would know like we are getting stopped. In the same time, we should hold this FVG slash this order block. I mean, we can put it a little lower. Okay, another possible continuation trade right here. Entry right there, stop loss at low, so now I can move my stop loss to break even. Tapping order block on the left. Since we souped, we can kind of predict this type of move. We soup the candle one more time. We souped it and close below it. Meaning, if you're not in a trade, this right here is pretty good opportunity. Or again, we can put our stop to the candle high, and we should be kind of good. So now what's the TPs? Well, pretty easy one, right here. If you'd be able to end this place throughout this low, EQ of this range, so around here, and then the lows. Okay, we are getting speed, nice. Okay. So now we can take partial. We can also put our stop loss pretty much break even. I don't want to see us coming back to it. Maybe above order book high, right here. Displacement about that 647 would be a little red flag. We are souping. Okay, after this move, what you can expect? Well, you can expect that at least this low will be taken one more time. Meaning, if you want to scalp this shit, enter right here, stop at a high, TP right there. It's not best RR, I believe it's negative RR. Yeah, it is. But it should be high probable, in my opinion. Also, you do have this LR on the left, and this sort of screaming. So you should be still okay until we reach this low. Okay, since we are expanding lower, where now is the invalidation of my trade? At which point of this move? Well, right now the full invalidation is this. After we close above right here, it's red flag. It's really I'll exit my shorts in that way. If we're closing above this candle, it starts to look red flaggish, let's say.
But Pitbull, those swing points, the one you've mentioned, the top one,
Here?
we can still retrace because it looks like around 50% of a range, and at least one of two indices can take this high, let's say creating an SMT, in order to propel us even lower. So
Yeah.
we still can't, dismiss that swing point as something that creates market structure shift,
It's
because we
possible.
still can soup it.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, for sure.
We still haven't tapped FVGs above it, order blocks, basically breaker block right above. So I wouldn't discontinue this swing point as something that would signify the change of state.
I mean, it's not necessarily signifying it. It's just if you want to scalp this candle is telling you that this high should be protected for now. Until what? Until we take this low. So once we take it, that's my invalidation point. That's the only reason why I said it. And if we close above this candle, that's sort of saying that you can expect move higher. Well, if you're moving higher and closing above here, I would be out of my shorts. But again, like, yeah, we can do even right now, since what's this, 7? Yes, 7. 7 a.m. is opening. We're opening lower. We are thinking that the liquidity point right here, this could be just the fair swing. Also, what could happen right now? We can go higher, soup this into this zone, and do this. It's possible. I'll maybe go just to 11 a.m. and then I'll just end it. I need to run like in 30 minutes. Maybe I'll go a little faster. Okay, we are not displacing. We can retrace to it, build more liquidity. Just accumulating. Big candle over, okay. We took the low. Now, if you're bearish, we really need to CLX. Otherwise, yeah, this is not good. We souped. Coming back inside. We reach OTE, previous lows get tapped. So now, if we want to go higher, the EQ of this should hold. So now I'm entering to the longs, or into the longs, only after we close right here. Meaning after we basically created that CISD level. Also, what I'm seeing right now, we are holding this sort of order book. The only thing I don't like is if this candle would soup the previous one, like, yeah, it would be a really good thing. Also, 30 mark, every 30 minutes of hour, you can expect some sort of soup or retracement, reversals, etc. Okay, this candle rebounds this 4 candles higher, meaning if you would invert the move or the candle and close above it, that's confirmation. Yeah, right here. Meaning now we can enter, I'll enter just one, put our stop loss to the soup low. And in terms of TPs, I mean, the easy target should be this high. It's easy target, and I can see us go like even here into the OT or the whole range. Then we'll see how we react there. Rebalance, confirmation candle. Delete this. We are souping inside the EQ of the range on the left, which is not the best thing. You don't necessarily want to see that. Okay, so now if you'll be able to displace toward this low, I would think like this could be actually the fair swing for the shorts. Even though we didn't went into the OT, I just call this fair swings. But yeah, it's just the rebalance. Yeah. Yeah, with EQ, internal soup, displacement, now I would expect this low to be taken. This low and this low. I mean, there's not really any entry other than this soup or this CISD. Okay, so we took both targets that we had. And we also souped this candle low, which is kind of nice to see. We took liquidity on the left, we are displacing higher. I won't be entering right now because we are inside the EQ of the previous range. Possibly if you get retracement, 3 EQ of the bullish range, I would maybe try to look for longs. In the same time we closed, you know, this kind of range souped. I can see both directions right now, to be honest. I can see both directions. Retap of the CISD. The next candle displays higher above 801. I'll probably take a long with my stop loss at whatever low will be here to target this high. Okay, not yet. Okay, so we are going for the low again. I mean, if you're like in scalper mode, enter here, stop at a high, TP is 755. And you should be pretty okay. Internal soup. This would probably stop you out if you take that. I think we should be pretty okay with here and here. There we go. Okay, so now we are going close to that 830, meaning a lot of, again, a lot of reversals, manipulation can happen here, etc. Meaning we want to see what's going on here. We are souping right here. Still holding this manipulation in my mind. Displacement above here could be pretty good long opportunity. Mainly if we would have like SMT down here, it would be nice. Okay, 820. Okay. Not sure what happened there, but yeah. Since we are displacing right now throughout these candles, I still sort of expect the longs playing out. Now I just won't necessarily be taking this candle, since if we would be in like New York, this would be pretty huge. So now I want to see EQ of the range being hit to then have soup inside that EQ to then take long. Jeez. Okay, we may not get it. We souped. Going lower. I mean, now the expansion above. This is the last sort of spot where we can bounce from. Meaning if we get expansion above 836 candle, I will be taking the longs with stop being whatever low will be here to then target. I mean, we do have quite easy like swing points right here. Okay, we are souping. Okay, we are crew displacement throughout the high. Meaning our stop, like I said, is going to this low. In terms of TPs, I mean, actually I can have 3 TPs in my mind. in purpose of this backtesting session, we can enter retreat right now. So the first TP, quote unquote low hanging fruit, will be this high. Then this, it's sort of, you know, inside the EQ range, nearly in ODE. And then this high would be the last TP. $8.44. This is what I was telling you before, like it's not the best idea to enter before new 15-minute candle is opening, because now if I want to see higher, well, now I want to see sort of this to happen, meaning I can expect some movement lower, but EQ of this should hold. Okay, so 45, you're opening high, which is not the best thing. Until we're displacing below 8.45, I'm pretty bullish. Not a huge fan of this move. I'm sort of building LR at lows. I want to say, like, after this candle happened, closing above. I mean, to entering right here and putting your stop, I mean, either below, I mean, this is last soup, technically. So below here could be a pretty good idea. But like here, yeah. Okay. So now we should be pretty okay. I want to see legs higher. Okay, we are again souping the lows, building more liquidity at the highs, quote unquote, creating equal highs. Internal soup. We are still under this auto block, which is nice. We are not displacing below that 45 candle. Meaning 45 candles just accumulation. And 9 AM could do the job. Okay, now we are displacing toward this accumulation. So now I can either add one, I can put our stop loss build at 903, or I can build my position up here. We are souping the range high. I mean, I would like the EQ of this range hold. Possibly I can see souping 905 low. Okay, we are still closing higher, so we are still following the bullish order flow. And after this candle, I would like to see some move higher, some speed in here. Another confirmation. We can do damage, but body tells the story. We are still closing higher. Okay. Now there are the legs. 9:15, okay. So now we are taking our second TP actually. We can go like 90% off. We'll take 3 off right here. We can put our stop loss right there. Put our TP, final TP at these highs. Internal soup at the highs, we can expect EQ to being hit, meaning EQ. Jeez, okay. So now we rebalance the whole move right here. If we close above 922, I still sort of expect this high to be taken. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now this is 929. When we can see, we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles swooping the high on the left. The 930 could be displacement lower. 950 versus 915. The 930. Okay, going higher. Internal swoop at the high. Okay, looks nice. So now if we are bearish, I would like to see this order block to hold here. This potential manipulation, turtle soup, and now it would be nice to get some form of fair swing right here, meaning there is sort of equal highs right here. I would like to see a soup over those highs, to then slip it lower. Yeah, okay, so now we are souping. The closure below that 936 would mean for me that we are going lower, and then this target should be this low of this LLR. Okay. One more soup. I mean, technically this could be the trigger candle. If you're entering right here, the stop needs to be this high. And by next candle you need to see legs lower. You don't want to see us coming back higher, staying in here, closing, etc. You want to see legs right now. Okay, one more. Okay, so now this candle closing below, it's sort of confirming for me that this should be our manipulation soup fair swing, and now we should have distribution. Also higher time frame. This could be the fair swing for this move. You can also see this LR thing that was going on in here. So yeah, I'm still expecting lower. I'm not taking any profits off until we hit this low. Internal soup, confirmation candle. We are souping the high. Right here we need, by the next candle or two, just close below this. Otherwise we could go a little higher to rebalance the range. Close. We are souping, not a good thing, not the best thing. Okay, we are taking this LR low. We are kind of slowing down, meaning I can definitely take some profits off. If I'm correct on a higher time frame, this should be just the start of the bigger move, and in theory we could just go even here, meaning I will take just the 1 off for now. I'll take 1 and we'll put our stop loss to break even right here. Jeez. Here, okay. So now we are souping the lows. Now we are closing. Okay. Now we should be pretty okay. When we are pretty much in EQ or the overall range, we can take 1 more. And now, since the name is out of the corner, we'll see what the name will do. 58. Jeez. Okay, so the name is opening. Displacement throughout the 10 a.m. So now I can be looking for possibly like bigger retracement in here. Even like the overall range, meaning the range of fair swing. This is the high. This is the low. So possibly in here I can expect we'll touch this zone. Okay. internal sub displacement back below 10:05/10 a.m. opening. Should be like the confirmation of this being the high, and we are going lower for that 673, which should be the low of this LRLR. Actually, we can just put our TP right there. Not a huge fan of these three candles. This sort of screaming bullish. Okay, now the next candle should close lower. Not yet. Now, okay. So now, even though this candle is swooping, I would still like to see displacement lower since we closed back below 10 a.m. There we go. Okay. So now since we are taking this liquidity, we still do have that one. Or no, okay, 15-minute chart showed me like way up there. I mean, if we are correct, we are just starting, so now technically we should be aiming for this on the left, this sort of accumulation. Sorry, and this previous manipulation. We should be around EQ of the range right now. Yeah. Meaning, if I would get like soup right here, closing below, it would be nice for shorts. Okay, or we'll just print this big ass candle. Retest of that CISD like order block. We also inverse this gap. Maybe we'll get like 10:30 long SMR time. We are sort of slowing down. I just put the mark there because I want to see if those highs will act as support or not. Oh, I'm also a 3-minute chart, doesn't matter, but still. Okay, on 1 minute, this sort of looks like possible manipulation. Soup Ferris wheel is placing higher, retesting right now. I mean, if there would be soup right here, it would be even better. Possible S&T could be here also. If the next candle would inverse this one of 1050, we can enter a long just to rebalance the range right here, possibly take this high, or maybe on this. Just sort of scalp. We are closing higher. The full confirmation of move higher or bigger rebalance would be the closure right here. But since we are closing out this order block, we should be pretty okay. Even here, we can enter right there. Also 45 open low into the order block. So now I would expect us to push higher. This is our confirmation candle for higher, meaning now you can also enter if you're not in position, or you can scale into the position, or you can adjust your stop loss placement. I think right now our stop loss is pretty good, so I will not touch it yet. Closing about the CISD. Now we should run. How far? Well, when we are pretty near to the EQ of this range on the left, most current range, we'll take one off right here after we'll take this high, and then we'll see how we react. Another confirmation candle. We can take one off. I mean, in theory, since this candle is closing this overblock, souped, closure, pretty good displacement, we can also put our stop loss to break even slash to that candle low. Also 11 AM is around the corner. Yeah. Slow candles, we are slowing down in the longs. Also allow right here. Displacement below that 1057. I'll be looking for shorts to take this low. If not, the EQ needs to hold, slash this order block needs to hold for longs. Range low, range high. We are inside the EQ right now. If you are still bullish, we souped inside the EQ, we are holding the bullish order flow. We tapped order block on the left, depends if you are including wicks or not. So if you are not in any trade, I mean this could be pretty good long opportunity. Or if you are in a trade, in theory you could put your stop loss like below that candle. It's on a soup, another confirmation candle. Closing above. This candle is sort of retesting the previous highs. 1113. This sort of reminds me of the 3 drive right here, meaning I don't want to see us coming back any lower than we currently are. Okay, we are taking this high. I think we can even close the all thing. And the problem is, like, we do not have manipulation on our time frame. Like, this is just distribution, meaning this move higher should be just a rebalance of the move. Meaning I don't trust this as my main manipulation to take the highs again. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. Meaning I'm aiming for the EQ of this overall range. It should be around this point, meaning, you know what, we'll take one. We'll take one off and I will just trail the stop. And probably after this trade, we could be probably done for a day. Internal soup. Not a huge fan of that. Again, in these scenarios, SMT comes handy, because if there would be SMT right here, let's say, or even right here, this displacement would be telling me that I should go out of the longs and should be switching my positions. Meaning I would be entering short right here, putting my stop at this candle high, to then, again, like based on higher time frame, if this is just a rebalance or the move lower, like the east target should be this low. Okay, not yet. I just can't be entering any longs in here, since I see what we are doing. We're just building a staircase again. There's order block on the left. I sort of like this. The same idea. I was maybe just a little too early in the move. There are the legs. Possible rebalance for longs. We are holding that EQ of the bullish range, not the best thing to see. Okay. We are souping the lows. We're not able to displace, which is giving me a little red flag. The problem right now is I can see us either right now taking the low one more time, then pushing back higher, or I can see us also going back here into the OTE, retesting the CISD, let's say, to then push it back lower. I can see both things right now. So I'm kind of like hesitating if I should just close my trade or just let it play out. I mean, after this candle, they're again just souping. There we go. This should be the trigger. Okay. So now I'm pretty confident that this should be the high, and now we should go lower. Or this is just, again, like the manipulation, and it stopped out. Okay. So now we're kind of doing that staircase in the opposite direction. So now it's possible that we are going to the EQ of this range, to then rebalance, to then do whatever. Yeah, I don't like this. Yeah, there goes our stop loss. Alright, boys, that'll be all from me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe you gained something from it. And yeah, have a great day. Bye bye.